Hello and welcome to the HGC Gamers Club. My name is Daniel and this video is for a customer's game system. I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Customer took this game system to a local storefront shop here in either Fresno or Clovis area. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out shortly. This is the receipt number of this repair. I'm doing this video so that he can spend $50 to pay for a small claims lawsuit against the shop in order to receive his money, because he had this game system repaired twice through the game shop, and both times they charged him in excess of $100, and both repairs were within about 2 months apart. Okay, so we're going to take a real close look at this, and this is exactly why I tell everybody: ask for proof of education on the part of your repairman. If they're not willing to give you that education proof or show you the education proof via video format like I do on this channel, they should not be allowed to touch your game system, or you're going to get a YouTube learned repair, because most of these storefronts only want to pay minimum wage or can't afford to hire an individual that actually went to school for electronics. So they put their repairmen in front of YouTube videos, or simply hire them on their word that they can fix and repair electronics. So let's take a close look at this. Okay. Now, besides the obvious, where you can see that he didn't do any cleanup work on the flux, I want to show you here. Alright, this port should never be able to do this, even if he yanked the cord. Alright, if it was installed properly, this metal would break and bend before this port ever popped free like that. Okay. Okay. So now let's take a look at the back side of the board. That's going to give you the best indication as to whether or not this guy has any education whatsoever in electronics and has ever taken a soldering class of any kind. And the answer is absolutely not. Alright, I'm going to wiggle this port. I want you to watch these solder balls here. Alright, let me get a pin here. This solder ball is attached to the leg, but not the motherboard. Okay. This solder ball is attached to the motherboard and not the leg. This solder ball is attached to the motherboard and not the leg. You see these big round blobs? One, that's an over excessive amount of solder. An extreme over amount of excess. They are round like that because they're cold. Okay. This one here, there's a little tiny bit of solder, but not on the leg itself. He probably figured it was good enough, saying since he put an excessive amount of solder on these legs here and here, didn't bother cleaning up the board, nothing. Okay, probably an individual, and I'm going to say definitely an individual that went on to YouTube, watched a video on replacing these things using a hot air gun or a heat gun designed to remove paint from furniture that he purchased from Home Depot or Lowe's, and did a replacement of the port. Yeah, some of them accidentally get them in and get them working, but they very rarely ever last for more than a short period of time. I mean, it varies. But this is ridiculous and absolutely unacceptable work, especially for a storefront that is supposed to be offering you a professional repair service, not a repair service from an individual that learned everything he knows off of YouTube. I can probably find a first year, as a matter of fact, I can guarantee I can find an individual that took a soldering class all by itself one time, and he would have done better work than this. Okay, this guy absolutely has no education other than self-taught off of YouTube videos to do repair work on your game system. Now, if you're the owner of this box, and here's your receipt number, I would like you to post a comment down below telling us where you got it repaired. Put the address and everything, and I will pin that comment to the first. I will copy that comment and stick it into the description of this video. But this guy owes you $200 and some odd for bullshit crappy work that he learned off of YouTube, or at least his repairman learned off of YouTube. This is absolutely unacceptable. It only costs $50 to file a small claims lawsuit. I guarantee you show the judge and he will instantly force a refund. And if you do that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to come to court with you if necessary. Okay, this is absolutely unacceptable. Stay safe, everybody. Always ask for proof of education on the part of your repairman. Anything that proves that he or they or she worked for a institution that would require education. I know some of these guys, they lost their paperwork, but they would have had some kind of work experience that would have required an education in electronics. And apparently storefronts offering game system repairs, and this is widespread throughout the valley here and across the United States, that they hire individuals that just say they can fix electronics because they watched YouTube videos without asking for any kind of past experience working for an institution of some sort that would have required a background check and proof of education. Okay, they need to be held accountable. Otherwise, you might get another family member ripped off the same way you just got ripped off. And you're going to allow them to basically rip off more kids if you don't do it. Alright, well, let me get a new port in this and get this repaired for the customer. Stay safe, everybody. Happy gaming.